Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at TU Picks on Twitter, ready to break down the Saturday slate. A bunch of games we have to talk about today. Of course, there is one game that already started. I posted on Twitter. My only play in that game is Alex Ovechkin anytime goal. Currently, Rangers up 1-0 on a Chris Kreider goal. So we do have the game already going. Recapping yesterday's slate, well, my only play that won was my Tech exclusive play, which was Dylan Holloway over half a point. Unfortunately, everything that I gave out on the show yesterday lost. And full transparency around here, that's why we do the recap. Um, Marchessault got the first assist instead of a goal. Ottawa got shut out. Montreal scored some goals, but Slavkovsky didn't get a point. And of course, Montreal lost, and the team total didn't get there. So yesterday was one of those days people like to call Friday Freaky Friday, and that's kind of what happened yesterday. But today's a new day. I really like the slate of games we have today. And I've got some big plays. So I've got plays a bit bigger than what I usually do. I've got a full unit player prop, which I'm going to give out on the show. Um, a 2 point over 2 unit play I'm going to give out on the show. And then, of course, other plays. So lots of plays to go over today. And we'll get right into it here after we see what Captain Bryce says. Just popped in to say hi. Can't stay busy. I'll watch the show later. Let's bounce back. Good luck. That's the plan. That's the plan. And we've got some good spots today to talk about. Starting with the first game here is the New Jersey Devils and the San Jose Sharks starting at 4 p.m. Eastern in this game. No confirmed goalies here. Unconfirmed Jacob Markstrom, unconfirmed Georgiev here. And I have no plays here in this game. I would like to know who's in net for San Jose. Because Yaroslav Askarov is definitely the future for this San Jose Sharks team. It is not Georgiev. When you look at the future, long-term future for this Sharks team, Askarov coming off a great game in his last appearance, which was, let me get here, up against Tampa Bay. Unfortunately, I had the Tampa Bay puck line there in that game, but Askarov is 2-2-2 with a 2.35 goals against average and a 921 save percentage, while Vanacek Georgiev 3.55 goals against average, 3.84, 8.73 save percentage, 8.85. Obviously, they both played more games. Of course, Georgiev also played with the Avalanche as part of that record. But Askarov, 6 games, 2-2-2, 2.35 goals against average, 921 save percentage. I got to know if it's Askarov in net before I could look at the over, before I could look at a side here in this game. I really need to know who's in net. The Devils here, minus 400, road favorites. If you want the Devils in the puck line, you're looking at minus 150. There's really nothing you can really do with the Devils or their puck line. Total is at 6 in most spots here. But again, I need to know who's in net here. Because the last thing I want to do is take this game over 6 and then have it Askarov in net, who has played very well for the Sharks. And then again, I would kind of lean actually with the under. Of course, need Askarov in net, but the Devils have been more of a low scoring team. As you can see, their offense is not really rolling on all cylinders right now. Neither is the Sharks. So in this game, I've got nothing for you guys. I need to know. I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's going on with the goaltending. Some games I can go full steam ahead without goaltending. This one I really need to know. It feels good to be back. Been too long. Hey, Owen. Shocking that you're back here when the Wild face the Canes. Interesting. Interesting. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's win some bets, boys. That's the plan. That's the plan. Terry, why don't you do the two-team parlays no more? Well, I was doing the parlay of the day segment earlier on in the year, and it just wasn't going well. It was not going well, but I can definitely mention parlay pieces during the show. Um, And if you wanted to see, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end of the show. Ask me again at the end of the show, and I'll give out a parlay that I like here. I have a same game parlay, which we'll talk about as well coming out. But Owen's here right in time for the Minnesota Wild and the Carolina Hurricanes here in our first 7 p.m. game. So one afternoon game, other than the one Rangers in Washington that's already playing. Coming up here. Starting goaltenders here. I know Philip Gustafson is confirmed. I already saw that, and we'll try to scroll down a million goalies until, yeah, Carolina. Pyotr Kochetkov is also confirmed for Carolina. Um, Pretty even numbers overall. Gustafson, 2.38 goals against average, 2.46 for Kochetkov, but Gustafson's got the save percentage, 924, Kochetkov, 902. Pretty similar records. Gustafson 17-6-3. Kochetkov 15-7-1 here in this game. Looking at the odds here, the Wild were plus 175 earlier when I was considering betting on them, and now they're plus 188 to plus 190. Road dogs. Carolina minus 200 to minus 230. Home favorites 5.5s and 6s here. Uh okay. If the Wild get to plus 200, then my hands are going to be tied, and I'm going to have to pull the trigger on Wild money line here in this game because we've got the Wild here 14-3-3 on the road. They've had a lot of success on the road. Carolina 14-4-0 at home. So again, Hurricanes have been much better at home, much more consistent at home. The Wild have won 4 of their last 5 games. One loss against Ottawa, but an overtime win against Dallas with no Kaprizov. 5-3 and 4-3 wins against Nashville and Washington in their last game, and that's a really impressive win, in my opinion. Beating the Washington Capitals in the last game in the shootout for the Wild. So if it gets to really at plus 190 already, I was tempted at plus 175, and now we're seeing plus 190. I'm going to wait until closer to game time to see what happens here. No Kaprizov in this game, but the Wild have showed, other than the Ottawa game, that they can still win games. Yeah, okay, Nashville's not that impressive, but coming back and beating Dallas and coming back and beating Washington, those are 2 good teams, and both games on the road. So they've won both road games since Kaprizov's gone out. My plays here for this game, though, Marco Rossi over half a point, which I got for minus 106 at FanDuel. Rossi, obviously, top line, top power play. He has been one of the most consistent Wild players all season long. 0.6 of his last 8 games. I like him to get a point here for the Wild. Jonas Brodin, his point prop was not available when I checked earlier. We will see here. Nothing out yet for the point prop. If Jonas Brodin point prop does become available at some point, that will most likely be a play for me. With Spurgeon out, I'm wondering if maybe Bet365 will add Brodin point later on. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Boldy, while not scoring, not putting up any points right now, 4 shots on goal in 3 consecutive games. So he's getting back to shooting the puck a lot with Kaprizov out. For the Canes, Jack Roslovic is playing very well on that top line with Aho. Jarvis also on that top line. He's been assisting a lot recently instead of scoring goals. Brent Burns' point If that's available, that could be a good look. Obviously, yes, it's been a while since he played with the Wild, but facing his former team, he's got points in 3 of his last 4, plus 160 for Brent Burns to get a point here. Games between these two teams, I've seen 2-1 games, but I've also seen like 6-5 games. So it's really tough to tell if we're going to get a ton of offense or not here in this one. If you do like a lot of offense, then I would look at Brent Burns' point, and I would look at some more props here in this game. But right now, just my only play, Marco Rossi over half a point, and if the Wild get to over plus 200, I'm gonna have to pull the trigger. A small play on Wild money line in this game. My hands will be tied. I'm gonna bet Canes and Reg, but my gut is saying bet Wild money line. We'll see. We'll see. Beating the Canes at home is not easy. If the Wild can do this, if they can come in here and beat Carolina at home without Kaprizov, well, then this Wild team is for real, like totally for real. If they can come in and do this, let's get it. Good luck and thank you for the show. Thanks, Top Geo, as always. Give me an Aho point. Yeah, he's kind of he's obviously points in 11 to 14, so not horrible, but not quite consistent enough for me overall here in this one. Next up, the Montreal Canadiens and the Colorado Avalanche here in this game. No, I'm not still mad at the Montreal Canadiens for their game last night. Can't hold grudges. That's not how you win money. But Montreal, with that loss against Colorado, with that loss against Chicago, and now facing Colorado here. No confirmed goaltenders yet. It looks like it'll be Jacob Dobes, Jakob Dobes. I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I apologize. Coming off the one game he's played was a shutout, but now coming in here into Colorado with the Avs rested, no one yet confirmed for Colorado. Looks most likely will be Mackenzie Blackwood, who's really become their starter with that deal that he signed. I was looking at the over in this game. My play was going to be the over in this game, but I don't know how much offense we're going to get from Montreal here. Um, I don't know if they get enough goals to push this total over. I think we can expect Colorado to get 4 goals. That doesn't seem out of the question, but we would maybe need 5 or 6 if Montreal is only going to put up maybe 1 or 2 here in this game. So stayed off the over 6.5. Colorado on the money line, minus 312 to minus 330. Huge home favorites. Puck line, minus 125 to minus 130. So this game is really difficult to bet. And I don't have any plays. I'm staying off Jake Evans' goal. I want to pull the trigger on it again, but I don't like having to come over here to the altitude in Colorado. So I'm staying off. Will I be really upset if he goes and scores tonight? Yes, I will. But we'll just see what Jake Evans can do with Colorado. Is Dobes going to play really well again in net for Montreal? He did face a good team in his first game, but this is a really bad spot. So ultimately, here, this game's a pass. There are plays you guys can look at here. Value and Issues, I believe he's still out of the lineup. Don't believe we've heard anything here. Yeah, he does not look. He's not playing today, so still injured. So ultimately, this game is a pass. A game that's not going to be a pass is the St. Louis Blues and the Columbus Blue Jackets here in this game. Looking at the odds here, St. Louis minus 114 to minus 122, road favorites. Columbus plus 100 to plus 103, home dogs. I'm seeing mostly sixes. I do see a couple 5.5s, which is a bit surprising. Here in this one, we're going to scroll down until we can find this game. Joel Hofer confirmed for St. Louis. 8-3-1, 2.74 goals against average, 905 save percentage. He's actually played pretty well for the Blues. Merzlikins now has a winning record, 12-10-3, 3.15 goals against average, 888 save percentage for Merzlikins. We know what this Columbus team can do at home. We've seen it this year. I was on the Blue Jackets money line as well as the over in their last home game. The over cashed. Jackets money line didn't get there. Um, I went right back to the over 6 in this game. Now you're seeing some 5.5s. I would consider that as well. As you can see on the sheet here, both teams have players who are performing right now. That top line for the Blue Jackets didn't contribute in their last game, which does make me like them even more. So instead of pulling the trigger on 3, 4, 5 different bets here, I decided to do a same game parlay where I parlayed Marchenko point, Dmitry Voronkov point, Sean Monahan point, and Zach Werenski point. So all 4 of the Columbus players on the screen to get a point. Same game parlay at Bet365 plus 230 for all 4 to get a point. Yes, that does mean we're going to need multiple goals from Columbus. But I see that happening, obviously. I'm on the over 6 as well. So I think we do see goals from both sides. I am going right back to Dylan Holloway over half a point, a point in 4 of his last 5 games, producing well right now. And I got his point prop plus 102 at FanDuel. I'm not sure if it's still plus money at this point. Other books didn't have it at plus money. FanDuel at plus 102. But I like Holloway to get a point, and I like the Blue Jackets all to get points, but not going single plays for all of them. I'm going to same game parlay all 4 to get a point together here in this game. Moving on along to the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Original 6 rivalry here, of course, a playoff rivalry. These two teams do not like each other. That's fair to say. Looking at this game, Boston comes in here as the underdog, plus 125 to plus 135. Road dogs. The Leafs minus 147 and minus 160 home favorites. 6s, some 5.5s available as well in this one. And I don't like the price here for Toronto. So I'm staying off the side. I do think Toronto gets the win here. I just don't like the price. So maybe if you wanted a team to parlay, maybe you look at the Leafs money line as a parlay piece. Joseph Woll is starting this game. He was fantastic against the Islanders there in his last 2 starts. He's been very, very good. Jeremy Swayman likely for the Boston Bruins. I could see this being a lower scoring game. Maybe even the draw could be a good look here. I could see this game going to overtime 1-1. I could see that. Ultimately, my only play here is Justin Brazeau anytime goal. Going back to it again, he didn't score in his last game, but I think he still had 4 shots on goal. So it's not like he didn't show up and had a really bad game. He still had 4 shots on goal. So I'll forgive him for not scoring, and I'll go back to him again. Plus 400. Justin Brazeau, anytime goal. He's on that top power play. So I like him to get a goal here at a nice plus price in this game. I wish books would come around to NHL same game parlays, but I go to build one and I can't even put together the most simple stuff because they block it. Too correlated and they want to avoid exposure. I know FanDuel allows you to. FanDuel, Bet365, and DraftKings. I know at times they haven't, but I think you should be able to do it at all three of those books. Unless they have different rules for people in the States. I'm not sure. But we will continue on along to the play that I've got. My big play. My big play is in this game. Let me find out here. 2.4 unit play. 2.4. Detroit and the Winnipeg Jets playing here in this game. Let me find it and break down the odds here. Detroit plus 168 to plus 185. Road dogs. Winnipeg minus 205 to minus 220. Home favorites 5.5 right across the board here in this game. I know Connor Hellebuck is likely to be playing. I don't know if he's been 100% confirmed yet. Bear with me as I look. No, still likely. Nobody yet confirmed for Detroit here in this game, but it should be Hellebuck playing in this one. And I'll start off with my big play. Give me the over 5.5, minus 118. So 2.4 units on that one. I really like this over. This is kind of, I'm not going to say the exact same because it's obviously not the same situation, but it's a very similar situation to when we had Seattle play Vancouver just recently, in the fact that we've got two teams trending towards the over right now heavily that have also trended towards the over when they faced each other. So Detroit, their games have gone over 5.5 in 8 of their last 9. Winnipeg's gone over 5.5 in 4 of their last 5 games. And then 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams have gone over 6.5. So usually we see high scoring games between these two teams. Both teams right now playing high scoring games, high scoring games, and both teams producing on the power play. Winnipeg kind of cooling off here, but Detroit has a bad penalty kill. So I love the over 5.5. I think this should be a 6, maybe even 6.5. Yes, Hellebuck is starting, but the Jets have been giving up goals recently. Bear with me. They gave up 4 in an overtime loss against Anaheim in their last game, and then 5 in a loss against Colorado. Obviously, that wasn't Hellebuck, and then previous wins before that. But they've lost back-to-back games. Winnipeg's going to want to get it going here, and Detroit has the offense to produce here. 4-2 win, 4-2 win, 5-4 win. The Red Wings offense is going right now, so I love the over 5.5 here. And he used to be my most hated player in the NHL, but not anymore. Give me Patrick Kane, anytime goal, plus 350 in this game. He scored in 3 consecutive games for the Red Wings. 2 of those 3 power play goals. And then he got a power play assist there in the last game. But Patrick Kane is scoring. He's finding the back of the net. Plus 350 is just too good for me to pass up for what he's been doing recently. And then, as you can see, there are other wings that are playing well right now. And the Jets, maybe not as consistent, but Gabriel Velarde has been finding the score sheet. So over 5.5 here for me, and Patrick Kane, anytime goal, plus 350 here in this game. They're very restricted on what props are allowed to actual parlay. Oh, shit, man. I'm sorry. Terry bought the heat today. Fire, the profit man. Yes, today we're going to make well, I'm not going to guarantee anything, of course, but last couple of days, not so good. Today, yes, I got some great plays that I love. We're going to hopefully have a big night. That's the goal. McClellan overs are something I'll be going forward. He's letting us open up the play more and encouraging more shots by the D-men. Exactly what I want to hear for my over 5.5. It's my 2.4 unit play. I do have a bigger play in the NFL, which is a CopperTech exclusive play. So some big plays for me today in the NHL and in NFL. And we still have a full unit player prop coming up shortly. Much more heavier on the props here in the later games. Utah Hockey Club and the Dallas Stars here in this one. Let me get it here. Utah plus 134 to plus 145. Dallas minus 157 to minus 170. 6.5s right across the board here in this game. And I just see that Capitals did score, and it was Dylan Strome. Really wish I would have bet his Dylan Strome's power play point again. I did stay off because the Rangers do have a good penalty kill. But darn. Oh well. I was hoping that would be Ovechkin, but it wasn't. Back to this game here. Dallas is starting to heat up again. It kind of went cool there for a bit. Couple letdowns, but starting to heat up now. Jake Onger confirmed for this game. No one yet confirmed for Utah. Should be Karel Vejmelka, but we'll see what happens. And this game I'm staying off of. Logan Cooley point, I believe, is minus 110. That's definitely a good look here in this game. And then Dallas, is it going to be the Johnston Ben line or is it going to be the Robertson Hintz line that's really going to produce? It's really tough to tell which line is going to show up because the Dallas Stars do have depth and they can get offense throughout the lineup, which makes it tough for player props. So my only play that I would play here in this game would be Logan Cooley over half a point, but I'm staying off this game. Not staying off our next one. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning against the LA Kings here in this game. Tampa Bay plus 100 to plus 110. LA minus 120 to minus 130. 6s, 5.5s across the board here in this one. And this one I think is really interesting when it comes to a side perspective. So we've got the LA Kings that are just a fantastic home team this year. They have been very difficult to beat at home. And one of the reasons why it took the Devils on New Year's Day against them. Kings 13-2-1. Why I took the Kings against the Devils. 13-2-1 at home for the Kings. Lightning 9-7-1 on the road overall. Tampa Bay is coming off that bad game against the San Jose Sharks, obviously, where the offense just wasn't there. Now coming to face LA, as I said, a very good home team. Looking at previous meetings between these teams, Tampa's kind of owned LA in recent years. So it's tough. It's tough to bet a side here in this game. I kind of wanted to bet the Kings, but minus 125 to minus 130 home favorites. This Tampa Bay Lightning team, of course, as I said, is owned LA and is also coming off a really bad game. So I could see the Tampa Bay Lightning coming out to play here. But I don't want to fade the Kings at home. So I've got two player props. Look at the LA Kings. Quinton Byfield, a point and 5 of 6. I have him to get a point at plus 104. And then Warren Fogle also has a point and 5 of 6. Of course, they both play together. I got him to get a point at plus 150. So tons of value there on Byfield and Fogle. Brant Clark, I believe, is plus 160 to get a point. He's been very noticeable on their D line, D pairs. And then Kempe, back-to-back games with a goal. So there's LA props definitely you could look at. For me, Byfield point, Fogle point, both plus money here in this game. Those are my plays for this one. Moving on along to another game that this is my big game. This is where I've got a lot of plays, a lot of units invested here in this one. We've got the Buffalo Sabres heading to Vegas to face the Vegas Golden Knights. Let me get the odds here. Buffalo plus 158 to plus 172. Vegas minus 192 to minus 205. 6.5s right across the board here in this one. We know Buffalo right now, they've been an over team. They've been involved in high scoring games, which is something I hope continues here tonight. No confirmed goaltenders either side for either team here in this one. And for me here, let me bring it up. There we go. Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn, an assist in 4 or 5 games. He's been playing very well for the Buffalo Sabres. I got him to get a point at plus 145 just to get a point tonight for Jack Quinn. And a full unit player prop, which is kind of rare for me for the most part. But give me Jason Zucker over half a point, which I got for plus 110. Full unit play there. And give me a half unit play on Jason Zucker anytime goal, plus 300 here. Zucker, goals in 4 of his last 5, plus 300. Great value there, obviously on the top line, and is really producing the offense right now for the Sabres. And then his point prop at plus 110. That's just, I had to pull the trigger on that for a full unit as well. And normally around here, I just bet guys and streaks for the most part. But there are certain occasions where I'll take a player that hasn't really produced lately. This player that I'm about to mention has not got a point in back-to-back games for the Vegas Golden Knights. But this is a team that he will be extremely motivated to get a point against. Yes, I'm talking about Victor Olofsson here for the Vegas Golden Knights. I got him to get a point at minus 110, 0.6 unit play on that. Olofsson wasn't treated very well by the Sabres, and there was friction there. And obviously, coming over to Vegas, he did play his whole career. Olofsson with the Sabres was heavily involved in trade rumors throughout the years, and now getting to face his former team here. No, not in Buffalo. It is in Vegas, but give me Olofsson to get a point here. I think he comes extremely motivated in this game. And then I do lean with the over 6.5 here. I I wish it was a 6. I'd really rather have a 6 instead of the 6.5. So stayed off the total again because I do have a lot of props as well here in this game. Moving on along to our next one, Edmonton Oilers and the Seattle Kraken here in this game. Edmonton on the second night of a back-to-back, minus 178 to minus 200. Seattle, plus 150 to plus 165, 6.5s right across the board in this game. And looking at goaltenders here, Calvin Pickard should be starting here today. Nobody yet announced for Seattle. Will it be Grubauer or is Joey Daccord back, healthy enough to start? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Seattle has not enjoyed facing Edmonton. Edmonton has beat down Seattle quite often when they faced each other. So the Oilers also, McDavid didn't get a point last night at all. So on yesterday's show, I was mentioning McDavid under 1.5 points as a play that plus one, I think it was plus 130. And I was thinking, well, there's a lot of value there. I don't know if I got the balls to take it. And then McDavid didn't get a point at all against Lucas Dostal. But that means we're going to have a pissed off McDavid here in this game. And I'm not taking a side here in this game, but even if Edmonton does win, I think we're going to see some offense from this Kraken team. Give me Matty Beniers over half a point, plus 125, and Matty Beniers anytime goal, plus 350, half units on both. Beniers rocking and rolling the last 4 games, points in 4 in a row. He's scored in 3 games in a row Plus 350 is just great value for him to score. And then the point prop at plus 125 is also great. So if he gets an assist here, we're still profitable because the plus 125 would make us profitable. If he scores a goal, then we cash both. And it's just beautiful. My other play, Vince Dunn, over half a point, plus 105. He's got an assist in 3 games in a row. This Kraken team looks a lot better with Vince Dunn in the lineup. Their good play recently has coincided with Vince Dunn coming back. So Vince Dunn playing really well. For the Oilers, Draisaitl scored in 3 in a row. You could look for him to score. As I said, I think the Oilers are probably going to come out pissed here. We might see some offense from them. But I've got 3 props here on the Seattle Kraken today. Hi, Terry. Hey, Black Panther. And you hit on Emil Heineman. Wow. Very nice call. Very nice call. I wish it was Jake Evans, but very nice call there. Final game of the night. We've got the Nashville Predators and the Calgary Flames here in this one. The Nashville Predators playing on the second night of a back-to-back here. And then the Flames rested and waiting for them here. And this one should be Justice Annunen confirmed, or should be Justice Annunen. He's unconfirmed currently for the Nashville Predators. Dustin Wolf confirmed for the Calgary Flames. 12-5-2 in the season, 2.61 goals against average, 914 save percentage. His last 5 games, he's 4-0-1. He's given up 10 goals, 929 save percentage. I was on Calgary in their last game, but unfortunately, it was Vladar in net. And we saw what happened. Utah took care of business. Now, we've got this Predators team who is awful on the road. They're 4-13-4 on the road this season. Yes, they won last night in Vancouver, but they have not won back-to-back road games all season long. Every time they've won a road game, they've lost their next game afterwards. Calgary 13-5-3 at home. We get Dustin Wolf in net. Flames plus 100. Locked and loaded for me. Full unit play. Flames money line. I like it here against this Nashville team. When it comes to props, I'm staying off. Staying off props here. The Flames can get offense throughout. That Kadri Huberdeau lineup can definitely produce. Coleman and Zari as well. Coronado, I believe, plays with Coleman. So the Flames do have some offense throughout the lineup. I'm just taking them on the money line to win this game today. Lean goal, just an auto bet. Oh, Leon goal. Okay. I know I played both Emil and Jake Lyons have been producing. Yes, they have. If you guys are new to the show, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Growing every day. Appreciate it, guys. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the show. Capper Tech exclusive plays. I've got a big over 2 unit play in the NFL, as well as 2 NFL player props for today, and then 1 NHL player prop that I didn't give out on today's show. All exclusive plays on Capper Tech, and I will be looking at tomorrow's games as well shortly. No show tomorrow. No shows on Sundays. I'll take the day off. But thank you for watching. Best of luck. If you want my plays for tomorrow, you can get them on Capper Tech. All 1 day all access pass, $10. $10. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys back on Monday for another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. Best of luck tonight, guys.